Hey guys, Mike here from Being Outdoors. Want to show you the box that I talked about on Instagram. We're going to be doing an unboxing today. For those of you who haven't followed my channel, I don't do a ton of these, and I really wanted to do the unboxing, but also tell you why I bought stuff. Because I know a lot of guys would be like, yeah, I bought this and I bought that, and here's what it is, and this is nice, and this is shiny, and this is nice, but they don't tell you why they bought it. So the first thing that I got in the mail was this right here, bait binder. Pretty obvious why I bought it. I need to organize my plastics better. I've been having some trouble in tournaments where I can't find baits that I know I have somewhere, but I just can't figure out exactly where they're at. I've gotten a couple different storage systems. I've used bait binders in the past, but the issue I've had with them was they weren't big enough, and this one is big. It's a deluxe size, and it has a compartment in the front, compartment on the back. I like to put the clamshells and that kind of stuff in these compartments because they don't really fit inside the zippered pouches. Now, what's really cool, and I didn't even really think about this when I ordered it, but instead of a stupid like glorified Ziploc bag, these have a real canvasy kind of bait binder page, and they have the full size, and if you guys saw before, the double, so you can put a couple baits here, a couple baits there, keep them separated and organized, and then you have the bigger pouches for bigger packs. The other thing that's really neat is they built in a compartment back here with 2 storage areas, as well as 4 compartments up here. Now that's going to be good to keep everything in my kayak organized. I like to keep different baits. You know, I can have a few Texas rigs, a few paddle tails, a few craws, you know, different types of baits. I can have them all in this bag, just grab it and go. And it's going to be really nice when I switch between the boat and the kayak. I'll have to be able to just grab this, put it from one boat to the other, and I'll be able to use it and go back and forth without having to interchange baits like I do currently. Now, I did get a bunch of terminal tackle. I'm going to go through this stuff kind of quickly, but I am going to tell you that some of this stuff is going to have videos going in depth about how I use them and what the differences between them are. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is a tungsten stand-up shaky head. Now, why I recommend these over just a generic one is there's a few features that I like that not every shaky head seems to have. One, they have the twist lock hook, but it's not molded right into the head. It's hooked on there. I personally like the hooked ones better because I've noticed that the ones that are built into the head, they tend to be a little bit more resistant to being able to get the bait on there. It's hard to line the bait up properly. With this, I could actually take the bait, line it up, and then line it up and hook it and be able to get that nice straight line that I'm looking for. The other thing that's really cool is the way they do their screws. There is like a little, it lines it up. There's a little piece right there. If you see that little point, that point makes it a lot easier to get it into the center of the bait and twist it in. And these are tungsten. So this is an inexpensive tungsten hook. If you actually look online for tungsten versus lead, tungsten is significantly more expensive. So what I like about these specific ones is that you get a bunch of them in a pack for about the same price as you're going to pay for 2 from another brand. And I did say inexpensive. I didn't say cheap. These feel like a good hook. It's definitely a solid tungsten head. I haven't fished them yet, so I can't vouch for how good they are to catch fish, but I am really, really impressed with the quality of these. I did get a couple different sizes. One other thing that I bought, you guys know that I love a belly weighted swim bait hook. That's what I put my Kitex on. That's what I catch a lot of my fish on as a general rule. Well, this right here is kind of the next level. This is a tungsten belly weighted bladed underspin. So basically you have the underspin blade. It's a silver blade with a tungsten weight, and then your standard screw lock style hook that I use with swim baits. I'm going to be making a video very soon talking about why I would use the underspin versus the standard one. And as a matter of fact, I have some of the standard ones in here as well. These are lead. The other one was tungsten. I just wanted to save a little bit of money. These have that same type of keeper hook on them. And this really is, again, The difference here is that if you look how many I got in here, most companies sell these in like 3-packs. I'm getting these, I believe this is like a 10-pack. So that's 10 hooks for about what I would pay for like 3 from another brand. And again, they're just as good. I've used these, I've caught fish on these. You guys have actually seen me catch fish on these baits, on these hooks. So just saying, these are really, really good. So if you guys like any of these baits, I do want to mention I do have a code. It's down in the description. It's just a link. You click it, you go to the site, you make your purchase, and you save 15%. So if you guys are interested in picking up anything that you see here or just picking up something else from Reaction, definitely do that. One of the things that they're probably most well known for, which we'll talk about right now, braided fishing line. So for those of you who fish with braid, like I do a lot, you know that eventually you got to do all your reels again, and a lot of times they're all done at the same time. Well, this right here is a 500 yard spool, okay? And it cost about the same as a competitor's 150. And I've used this line. I have pulled logs off the bottom with their 10-pound high vis. I have used their line for an entire season and had no issue with it. Why did I buy 500? Because I bought a bunch of new reels. I have some more equipment, and honestly, I've tied my knots enough where I'm starting to get low and I need to replace some line. So I picked up a whole spool. But what's cool is they have many different dimensions. You can buy it all the way down to like 125, I think, but you also can get it up to 500 yards all in one spool, so you can literally have all your reels done with one spool. And again, the price of this stuff is way, way less than you're going to pay for some other brands, and in my opinion, this is just as good a quality. I know this is sound like an infomercial, but I'm just trying to say, guys, this stuff is really good. Next bait that we're going to talk about, something that you guys haven't really seen me fish. I have fished, but haven't had a ton of success on. Swinging head football jig. Now, what we're going to do with this is we're actually going to put a swim bait on this. I'm not going to fish this like a Texas rig or drag it across the bottom. What I want to try doing is putting a big paddle tail swim bait on here and allowing that head to pivot while I retrieve it through the water column, and it will create some up and down, more hunty kind of action. So I'm not using this in a traditional way. I'm going to be using it as a swim bait head. I will probably end up using this in an upcoming tournament because there's a lot of ledges, bluff walls, and stuff like that that this will be ideal for. But I do want to try to use it as a swim bait head and see what happens. Digging into this box, I picked up a couple of these right here. They come in 2-packs. It's a football jig, but look at that color. It's a green pumpkin with black mixed in. I've never really seen that particular color pattern. Again, tungsten, and it comes in a 2-pack. So that's really cool to be able to get tungsten jigs. A lot of the places around here only sell lead because we allow lead on the hook. But I know there's a lot of states like Massachusetts that you just can't use lead at all. So it's a good alternative. This is something that I've been playing with a little bit. Not specifically reaction tackle, and I've had success with it. I used to never, ever weight my wacky rigs, but this right here has got me intrigued because it's a little weight, and it's got this little wire weed guard that you can kind of bend down. A lot of times I will bend it closer to the hook so that it's a little bit more weedless. But look at the profile of it. Small, and it's going to be the perfect shape for a wacky rig, or even just threading a bait on there and using it kind of like a weedless Ned rig. But that's another product that I picked up that's, again, inexpensive. It is tungsten, and it's a really, really cool little bait. These right here are going to be for the Texas rigging I was talking about earlier. I'm going to be doing that tournament, and there's going to be some places where I think I'm going to want a creature and run a Texas rig on a creature. Sorry, I said that backwards. But these right here are really small little weights. And these ones are, I can't remember what size I got, 1/16. But look at the size of it. It's small, it's unobtrusive. I'm going to be able to throw those right on the line and just get a little bit faster sink on some of my baits And there's some tricks I'm going to do with these that I'll show you guys in a later video that I think you're going to like. There's little things you can do with these tiny weights that aren't necessarily Texas rigging. You can put them into a certain bait to make a bait sink faster. And it's a little sneaky code. All of this stuff, guys, is going to be used in an upcoming tournament, in all of my videos throughout the year. And like I said, if you guys want to save 15%, use my code, helps the channel out, saves you guys some money. This stuff, I personally will vouch for. It is good quality. The line is awesome. The hooks are sharp. And everything about these products is the reason why I signed on as pro staff, and is the reason that I'm making this video right now, is because I'm super impressed with their products. I'm super impressed with their customer service, and I want to align myself with Reaction Tackle because they are the real deal. I want to thank you guys for coming along with me. If you haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe, go down, check out that link, get yourself some cool Reaction Tackle gear, and as always, let's get out there and catch more fish.